Earned value management has been said to be a rather tough topic for some on the run-up to the PMP exam, and for that reason I decided to spend some time with you this afternoon, this morning, this evening, wherever you are, in your prep for the PMP exam. So really quick as a drill, I want to ask you a few questions regarding the earned value, the planned value, the actual cost, all that jazz. Now to start off, I'm going to give you a drill. Quick drill. What is the formula for SPI? If you can, I'd like you to chat in to the chat box. Those of you watching via YouTube, and let me know where you're calling from. I hope you're well. COVID has gone crazy in some places. I know some folks are sweating it out just trying to battle this crazy thing. I feel sorry, like the state I'm in. It's no joke, I tell you. It's gotten pretty bad. So, do you know what? Just type in SPI and CPI right away. Chat in these formulas and let's get rocking and rolling. SPI, CPI, CV, SV. I hope you remember these. So let's get into our very first question for this drill. I have a very straightforward one to start with. Before we do that though, let's talk about what we have cooking in Praizion for the preparation while you finish off your SPIs and CPIs. I'll just talk about that for a quick second. So at this time, we actually have a course going on. And if you are keen on registering for that course, you need to go to pmsucceed.com. You can get all the information. And today that course is actually going to change cost-wise. So if you want to jump in on that, today will be the day to do it, because after today the price is changing. All right, so let's go to your first question. Your first question here, as you can see, it states your project metrics are as follows. PV is 40K, EV is 10K, actual cost is 30K, and EAC is 60K. What is the schedule variance? Very easy question to start off with. You've seen stuff like this a million times if you are months into your prep. So just chat into me. Is it A, B, C, or D? What do you think? What do you think? A, B, C, or D? Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I don't see any chats. There might be a little delay, but if you had chatted in the formulas I asked you, well, you could have used them. So the formula for schedule variance is earned value minus planned value. And if you apply the formula, you end up getting 10K, which is the earned value, minus 40K, which is the planned value. You would end up getting minus 30K. Minus 30K. All right, that's your very first opening question. Very straightforward, very straightforward. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next question, the budgeted cost of work scheduled for a project during the first month is $500. The actual cost is $750, and 50% of work for this same time period is accomplished for the first month. What does this mean for this first month? I'll give you a minute, 12 seconds to think about it. I look forward to getting some answers from you. So don't be afraid. PMI isn't watching. Chat in your answer. Okay? I want to know what you are thinking. You need more time? All right, 3, 2, and 1. All right, officially, time up. Officially. Let's see if we can make sense out of the question. The budgeted cost of work scheduled. You do know that BCWS is the same as planned value. So take note of that. When we say BCWS, we're really talking about planned value, my friends. Did you know that? This is one you want to take note of. Because if the language on the exam is not like the language you're used to seeing in the PMBOK guide, you could struggle with these. So planned value for the first month is $500. The actual cost is $750. 50% of the work has been performed. See, has been accomplished. So this should tell you, calculate earned value, and you have the 3 that can help you find the CPI and the SPI. See, when you apply these, you end up getting something like this. Let's clean up the screen. You end up getting the cost performance index of 250 divided by 750. Let's bring out the trusty calculator and do a quick calculation. 250 divided by 750. And what do you get? That's the CPI, 0.33. What is the SPI? The SPI would be the planned value, the earned value divided by the planned value, which will be 250 divided by 500. So my friends, this is what I expected you to have done. I expected you to have taken these numbers, found the earned value, and find the SPI and the CPI. So B is not right, because if you did the calculation, SPI would be 0.5, CPI would be 0.33, and for that reason SPI is not less than CPI. So B, C, and D would be wrong. So the answer to this is A. Okay? That would be the first one. So it looks rather simple, but it does need a little bit of thought in finding out your earned value. Do you have any questions on that first question? Questions about the first question? I don't see any. Let's move forward. All right. Let's move on to our next question. The next question here, it states, SPI is 0.75 on your project. And I have made a mistake here because I did not remove the answer key. And as a result of that, you will probably get it right without any effort. So I'm actually going to skip that question, and I will come back to that question because the answer key gives it away. That is no good to you. So I'm going to skip that question and go to another question. Too easy when you've got the answer key, isn't it? All right, let me go to another question for you. Here we go. All right, let's take a look at this one. It says, you are the PM on a $60,000 hybridized project. At month 7, the cumulative budgeted cost of work performed right now is $40,000. The actual cost is $30,000, and the sponsor is calling for a re-baseline. Why is that? I'll give you a minute, 12 seconds to think about it. Hopefully these are not too difficult for you. I thought these will give you a very good earned value exercise, but I only hear crickets right now. Go for it. Go on. 1 minute, 12 seconds. I'll come back and check in and see how well you did. All right, my friends, what exactly can we establish from this question? Let's take a closer look at it. When you look at this question, you immediately get the budget at completion. So I'm going to highlight a few things I glean when I take a look at this right off the top. I can glean this number here is my budget at completion. I also want to pay close attention to what it's saying because it mentions a month. When it mentions a month, it could be a distractor or it could be valuable information to bake into the question. Then it says the cumulative budgeted cost of work performed. See that? The cumulative budgeted cost of work performed right now is $40,000. What that means is the earned value from inception to date is $40,000. That's what that means. So you know your BAC, you got a red herring talking about a month 7, but because it says cumulative, it's not really just month 7. It's from inception to month 7. In other words, the earned value is 40,000. And then it says the AC is 30,000. So there are two things we know here. Two things we know. One, we know the AC. 2, we know the EV. And 3, we know the BAC. Now, we don't know specifically what the planned value is. We don't really know what the planned value is. See? But what we do know is the earned value. You see, it's very tricky when you have a question that gives you earned value and actual cost but no planned value. You've got the budget at completion, but that is not going to help you find the SPI. Think about that for a few seconds. It needs to sink in. Right now, you do not have any information to help you with the SPI. And for that reason, anything that refers to the SPI, like option D and option C, they're worthless. You cannot use that to make a decision. You don't know if your SPI is very high. You don't know if your SPI is very low. Could be either. You don't know. So a question like this is really just testing you on earned value basics. It's actually a very basic question. So when you calculate the CPI, you get CPI equals the earned value of 40K. Of course, the dollars will cancel, so it's really like saying 40K over 30K. And when you do that, what do you get? You get a number that's greater than 1. You get a 1.33. Isn't it? You want to take out your calculator and try that one? Oh, Timo, thank you very much for chiming in here, Timo. Awesome job. You are very correct. But Timo says, if you do that, it looks very favorable, and it's true. Think about it. A CPI of 1.33 really means you're spending $1 and you're getting $1.33 back. So it's very good. It's a very good CPI. So CPI is not too low. We will cancel option B, and the answer would be option A. But in order for you to get to that conclusion, my friends, you do need to know your formulas sufficiently well. Okay, so the answer is A, not C. Where did that come from? The answer is A. Let's do that again. CPI is very favorable. Very favorable. Here we go. That's better. Oh, did I just show you another answer? I hope I didn't. Did I just show you another answer? Did I? I hope not. Okay, I think I showed you a different question, but yes, the answer for this would be A. CPI is very favorable, okay, based on what I just showed you. I'm showing you all the answers. I did not intend to do that. That needs to stop. I need to stop showing you all the answers. All right. Let's see if I can do this properly without showing you the answers. Here is another question that I think you'll have fun answering. For those of you that are further along in your prep, here we go. All right, thank goodness. The answer is not showing. You are the project manager on a $60,000 project. The budgeted cost of work scheduled for a project during the first month is $500. The AC is $1,000 and 50% of work for this same time period is accomplished for the first month. What does this mean based on your cost performance for this first month? Do you want to play with this? Let me give you a minute and 12 seconds and see what you come up with. A minute, 12 seconds. Alrighty then. Let us round up our assumptions, and I'm about to show you the answer. So, taking a look at what we have on the screen, we need to deduce what the EAC and the BAC and the ETCI it looks like. So the first thing I would do in a question like this, separate fact from fiction. I would use my highlighter. Unfortunately, we do not have these on the exam, but the 60,000 over here is the budget at completion. I can tell that. And then it says the budgeted cost of work scheduled, that's PV, for the first month is $500. And then it says the AC is $1,000. Okay? So PV is 500 at month 1, AC is 1,000, and 50% of work for this same time period is accomplished. So with all that information, it means I can find my earned value. My earned value can be calculated. And what I would do if I were you on a question like this is just begin to separate out the 3. You always want to go for the 3, the PV, the EV, the AC, and when you have got those, you can then extrapolate what the correct answer is, because there's so many disjointed answers. There's ETC, there's BAC, there's all sorts of stuff. But if we go further on in the question and read, it says, what does this mean based on your cost performance? So this should immediately ring a bell, and this should immediately tell you, oh, which of these metrics can we calculate based on cost performance? Not BAC. BAC is what it is. BAC is not BAC based on cost performance. So if this was me doing the test, I would immediately mentally cancel out option B, because option B is never based on cost performance. It is what it is. All right. So we've got option A, option C, and option D left. What I would do, if I were you, is I would break it down like this. So if you take a look at the screen here, you can see that the answer is C, and here's why. If you substitute to find the cost performance index, you're going to get 0.25, right? 250 divided by 1,000. And if you apply the formula for EAC based on the cost performance, you're going to get 60,000 divided by 0.25, and that will give you 240,000. And that is how we end up with answer C. All right. Oh, you will win, NC worker. Just keep on chugging along, and before you know it, you're gonna get there. Just don't take your foot off the gas. That's the trick. Don't take your foot off the gas. All right, my friends. So I know these questions are they're a little bit, to the hotter side. That's why I called it earned value 202. I did not call it 101, because this is definitely not 101. All right. There are some other questions that I want to illustrate to you. I just need to make sure I stop showing you the answers foolishly, if I may add. I don't know why I'm showing you the answers. I want you to work for the answers, and I keep showing them to you. Very, very strange. Strange behavior from me. I apologize. I'm going to work out why this is happening. And while I do that, just bear with me, okay? Let me try to figure out why I am sharing all the answers before we move on. So the next one I want to give you, next question, let's see if I can do this sensibly. Apparently, I can. Bear with me a second. There are so many windows open up. Like when I do this live, it's not an easy feat. Okay. So here's another question for you. Let's see if we can do this. All right. The budgeted cost of work scheduled for a project during the first month is $500. The actual cost is $750, and 50% of the work for this same time period is accomplished for the first month. What does this mean for the first month? This looks very familiar. Let me work this one through with you to give you confidence for what is ahead. So, does anyone know what the budgeted cost of work scheduled is? BCWS. you are not always going to get friendly language such as planned value on your exam. You know that? So let me first of all tell you that this is PV, okay? Because planned value is a time-boxed metric. For it to make sense as planned value, it must be planned value for a particular time period. All right? And that's 500. Easy. Planned value is 500. The actual cost, there's another metric. See that? AC. You've almost got all three. What's the final one? It says, and 50% of the work for this same time period. This is the work for this same time period, this $500. So that means you're supposed to get $500 worth of work done for the first month. So you can find your earned value from this. So remember, I'm helping you partially on this one. Earned value is going to be 0.5 times $500. See that? And what do you end up getting for that? 250. So now you have all three, and you can find the answer quite conveniently. Has anyone chatted in the answer yet? Anyone? Okay, no answers. Well, let me just go ahead and help you out with it. The CPI is, of course, going to be earned value. Oh, there we go. Timo has come to the rescue with a CPI of 0.33. Let's see. So CPI is equal to earned value divided by actual cost. And if we plug in the numbers, we have earned value of 250. The dollar signs will cancel, okay? But we have the AC of 750. And if we do that, we get the number that Timo just chatted in, which is 0.33. Could that be the answer? Could it be? Let's see. So that's the CPI. What is the SPI? The SPI would be earned value, which is 250 again divided by 500. So it's not 0.55, it's 0.5. It's close, but it's too far away for us to consider that as an option. So now we know the CPI and we know the SPI. On your exam, you can expect to find questions where everything in A, B, C, and D are just statements of either fact or fiction, and you need to find out which one is fact. See? So SPI is not less than CPI. See? So that means option C is incorrect, as you can see. See? Option C is wrong. So we would cancel option C. Now that we know what the SPI is, we would cancel option B, and we'll cancel option D because it's not 0.5, it's 0.33. So as Timo rightfully chatted in, the answer is A. Thank you, Timo. Very good, very good. And this is how you proceed with these. Okay? Very good. Okay, I'm glad I didn't show you the answer in error this time, on this occasion. So let me get rid of all of this. And you can clearly see the answer that Timo chatted in is correct. It is A. All right, here is such a ridiculously cheap question. Here we go. SPI is 0.75 on your project. See that? What does that mean? I'll give you a minute because that is pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. All right, go for it. All right, my friends, come on now. This one is right down your alley. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So when you get something like this, if I were you, I would convert this into numbers. How do you get 0.75? Well, you divide 75 by something, by 100. So you need to think about it like this. EV would be 75 and PV would be 100. You get what I'm saying? So thank you, Timo, for chatting in. I think Priyanka's chatted in as well. So if you think about it like that, my friends, you can very easily visualize what that is. You get what I'm saying? So if SPI is 0.75, it means you're going to have a ratio such as 75 over 100. Just thinking about it in simple logic, where this is the earned value, right? That is the EV. Because the formula is EV divided by PV. Okay? So here's the trick. Anytime SPI or CPI are less than 1, earned value is lower than what is in the denominator. I'll say that again. Anytime you're dealing with SPI and CPI, and SPI is less than 1 or CPI is less than 1, it means that the number at the top is less than the number at the bottom. Okay? It means your denominator is bigger. So option A says the earned value is higher than the planned value. That's not correct. So mentally, on the exam, you would have to cancel these things out mentally. They don't have the tool to do it physically anymore. They used to at Prometric, but not anymore. Option B, the earned value is lower than the planned value. We can see that is correct. Option C says the actual cost is higher. Well, actual cost has nothing to do with SPI. We'll cancel that. And option D is about actual cost, so we would cancel that. It's a red herring. And the answer is B. So very well done, Timo and Priyanka got that one right. Great job. All right. So the answer is B. When SPI is less than 1, the earned value must be lower than the planned value for that to be true. All right, here's your next question. Very similar. This one shouldn't take you long based on what I just told you. CPI is 0.96 on your project. What does it mean? 0.96. I'll give you a minute. Ah, I see our friend Suresh has joined the party as well. Suresh, how are you? Thank you for chatting in. I did not see your chat, so Suresh actually chatted in B first. Very good, Suresh. That is indeed the answer for the previous one. What about this one? Thank you for chatting in, everyone. Let's find out what this is. 3, 2, and 1. So taking a look at this, it says CPI is 0.96, right? When you have CPI, you know the formula for CPI is EV divided by AC, right? That is your CPI. That means any reference to planned value here is bogus. We need to find the bogus references. So option C says actual cost is higher than planned value. We don't know that. And we don't care to know. CPI does not tell us that. CPI is an earned value actual cost affair, so it cannot be C. So we need to cancel C. All right? Option D says the actual cost is less than the earned value. So remember what I told you. Anytime you got something like this, you got to think about it like this. It's like 96 over 100. That means earned value is less than the actual cost. So D is not right either. Let's look at A and B. Let's do B first. The earned value is lower than the actual cost. Well, that is plausible for sure. Let's look at A. The earned value is higher than the planned value. Well, that has nothing to do with the question. You see how they try to put in red herrings to throw you off? So, my friends, the answer to this is actually B. Because when we talk about cost performance index, it does not have anything to do with this. It doesn't. It has to do with earned value and actual cost, strictly. All right? It's very important you keep your eye on the ball with these ones. To give you a little bit more clarity, I would like to give you the breakdown of what you have seen in previous questions that we just took a look at. So in some of the questions we took a look at, I showed you the US government approach to earn value pretty much. And the US government approach, the budgeted cost of work scheduled is actually known as planned value. That's the layman's acronym. The budgeted cost of work performed is actually the earned value in layman's acronym. And the ACWP, which is known as the actual cost of work performed, is actually AC. These could help you when the tricky question writers come at you from a real-world angle. Okay? Does it make sense, this previous question, Timo? I saw a little chat. I couldn't get to it quickly enough. But I hope this makes sense. All right, let's go to another one. So here's the next one. The budgeted cost of work scheduled for a project during the first month is $200. What does this mean for the first month? Based on what I just showed you, you should get this in the next 1 minute. Let's go. Do it. 1 minute. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Priyanka. Let's take a look now and see what the answer is. It's that time. So the answer to this one is exactly what I typed in on the previous slide. Remember? Anytime you have the word schedule, you're thinking about the planned value. The planned value is what you scheduled to get done in the time box. The budgeted cost of work scheduled. Thank you, Timo. That is also correct. So the PV is 200. And it's a very straightforward question. So knowing PV, the full acronym will help you with that one. All right, the answer is B. Well done. Let's go to our next one. Planned value every month. You got to look out for this one. The planned value every month. I'm trying to help someone here. The planned value every month. That's the key. I'll let you answer the question in peace. I'll see you in about a minute. Go for it. For those of you who need it, page 267 in the PMBOK guide, that page can help you with all of these questions, at least to track the formulas. Okay? 30 more seconds. All right, you have done very well. Let us submit our answers, if you have any. All right. 3, 2, and 1. So PV every month for a 6-month project is 150. This is just telling you that the planned value for month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, and month 6 is 150. You could extrapolate what the budget would be for that. The cumulative actual cost of work performed by month 4 is $300. What does this mean? So we can use the process of either elimination, or if you're absolutely sure, to deduce what the answer is. Let's start from the bottom and go up. So budget at completion is $800. What is the budget at completion? It would be 150 plus 150 on and on for 6 months, which would be 6 times 150. So that is not correct. If we apply the formula correctly, we would have the budget at completion equals 6, because we have 6 months, and each month we know that the PV is 150, so it would have been 6 times $150, right? $150, 150, excuse my horrible writing. It's hard when you have to use a mouse. So that would be equal to 900, not 800. So the BAC is actually 900. So D cannot be correct. What about C? Actual cost for month 4 only is 300. No, it says the cumulative. What does cumulative mean? Inception to date. So well done. I see the answers come in from Priyanka and Timo and Suresh, and they do not have C or D in their answers, which is good. Let's take a look at B. The EAC is $300. How would you even do that? So let's take a look at the question. Is there any way we could find the EAC? We know the AC, we know the PV, but we don't know the EV. There's no way we could find EAC, so we're going to cancel option B. It cannot be correct. Option A states cumulative planned value by month 4 end is $600. What does that mean? It means that the PV for month 1 all the way to month 4 is 600, and that would be 150 times 4, because it said the PV every month is 150, and that is $600. So option A is correct, and you guys did awesome. Everybody chose A. Well done. That's right, Priyanka. You do not know EV. Awesome. So you guys got that one right. Very good. Let us reveal the answer is A. Cumulative PV by month 4 end is PV for month 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or you could just say 150 times 4, which is $600. Very well done. Okay. Now, I want to illustrate to you the same question, exactly the same question, but different answers. And you guys will get this easily because I've already shown you the correct answer. So it says the PV every month of a 6-month project is $150. Cumulative actual cost of work performed by month 4 of your project is $300. What does this mean? So again, vote. What do you think the answer is? Easy. This is an easy one. I've already told you the answer for this one. Thirty more seconds. All right. Thank you very much for chatting in your answers. 3, 2, and 1. Let's see. So we've already looked at the same question. It's exactly the same, but we can use the process of elimination from option D to the top. So let's see option D. Option D states the budget at completion is $900. We looked at that in the previous question. If you recall, I did tell you to find the budget at completion, you need to add up the planned value for all of the successive time periods. So month 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6. If you did that, you would get 900. So this is a plausible, good answer. But let's see the others. Actual cost for month 6 only is $1,200. No, that is not what the question said. So this answer would be someone who took the actual cost and multiplied it for some reason by month 4, which you shouldn't. If you're misguided, you could end up doing something like that. Planned value is 300. That is rather random, and the planned value for each month is 150. So that is not correct. All right. Cumulative planned value at end of month 4 is 800. We know this is not correct because we found the cumulative planned value to be 600 at month 4 if we added them up. So the answer, Timo chatted in an answer in the very beginning. Let's see if anyone else jumped in here. And Suresh and Bon 2770786, very good. Priyanka, very good. Suresh, very good. You guys did well. Awesome. So everybody got option D. Nice. The answer is indeed budget at completion is $900. And this is how you would do it. You would add up all of the planned values for all the time periods. Great. Here's another question for you. The budgeted cost of work scheduled for a project during the first month is $200. The actual cost is $200, and 90% of work for this same time period is accomplished for the first month. What does this mean for the first month? This looks very familiar. All right, I'll let you guys have a go at it. 1 minute, 12 seconds in the spirit of the PMP. Thank you very much. I see some answers have come in, and everything seems to be tending towards option A. Let's see if that is correct. Let's see. Seems like you guys did get it right. So the rationale here, let me cut to the chase. The correct answer is A. Why? Because earned value is percent complete times planned value. 90% of 200 is 0.9 times $200, and that gives you 180. The planned value cannot be 0. That wouldn't make sense. It's not 0. The actual cost is not $180 because it says the actual cost is $200. So for someone who is misguided, they might multiply the percent complete if they don't know what they're doing, but obviously not you guys. And the planned value is not 360. It's not. It says the BCWS, the budget cost of work scheduled, is 200. So if you remember, the budgeted cost of work that you schedule for a time period is planned value, then you will not have issues with this. Very good. Let's go to our next one. Thank you all very much. Let's go to our next question. All right. The budgeted cost of work scheduled for a project during the first month is $500. The actual cost is $750, and 50% of work for this same time period is accomplished for the first month. What does this mean for the first month? Take a stab at it. 1 minute. 12 seconds. All right, my friends. Thank you very much. Priyanka, Suresh have chatted in some answers. Very good. Let's take a look at the question and let's rationalize it. So whenever I get a question, I like breaking it down into the first 3 core metrics. That's just what I do. For those who are new, Priyanka has sent in a rather befuddled face. Let's find out. She says by elimination. So whatever I do, I just like to pragmatize it. So I say the budgeted cost of work scheduled, that is PV, right? So PV is 500. That is quite straightforward. $500. Always remember that there's a dollar sign there, because some of the answers, they try to trick you by removing a dollar sign or adding it when it's not necessary and all that. The actual cost, so we got to read it very carefully. It says during the first month. So you do know that you can have earned value metrics for the first month or the entire project. So we know it's for the first month. And then we can also see the actual costs. They've been very kind to tell us it's for the same time period. Sometimes they don't even tell you. You gotta figure out for yourself, you know, which could be a waste of time if they don't tell you it's for the same time period. But they did. And then they said 50% of the work is accomplished. So that means earned value is percent complete times planned value, right? And the percent complete is 0.5. We've already done a few questions with this, so I'm not going to write the formula all over again, but it's 0.5 times the planned value of $500, okay? And that will give you $250. So I guess this is what Suresh and Priyanka did before they made a decision about what the answer could be. So they probably did this. Now, if you did this, you could find the SPI and the CPI quite easily. The SPI is going to be the 250 divided by the 500, right? And that will be 0.5. Excuse my horrendous writing. It's hard doing it with the mouse. I do not have my touch screen here, at least not in this mode. It's a little bit jumbled up. So you do get the idea. I'm only trying to write 0.5. I didn't really do a good job of it, so excuse me. I'm going to try again. 0 point. That's better. So we can cancel out anything that says CPI, that SPI is 0.33. That will be wrong. And the CPI would be 250 divided by the actual cost, which is 750. So we've kind of done this already in a different light. And the CPI here is 0.33. All right. So did anything in CPI come up? So it says CPI 0.5. So that's wrong. We would cancel A. We would cancel B. CPI is bigger. You see, the language is even a bit silly, but the language saying bigger is kind of to throw you off because it's a silly language. It sounds babyish, doesn't it? But it's not wrong. It just sounds babyish, but it's there to distract you. Someone would say SPI is greater than or CPI is greater than, but that's not the language. It says bigger. CPI, is it bigger? No, it's smaller. So that means option C is incorrect. And Priyanka is right. If you use the process of elimination, you will eliminate A, B, and C. So you got D. What on earth is burn rate? Burn rate is the ratio of the actual cost to the earned value. Now, a lot of folks don't know about burn rate, but the formula for burn rate is really the inverse of CPI. Burn rate is 1 divided by CPI. This is not new to those who have been in this space for a while. You do know your exam could bring things outside of page 267. So the answer is actually D, because when you find the inverse of 1 divided by the CPI, when you do 1 divided by CPI, the inverse of CPI, 1 divided by 0.33 gives you 3. Or when you say actual cost of 750 divided by the earned value of 250, you get a 3. All right, so that is the rationalization behind that one. And here's how the answers worked. The answer is D. Okay, so you got 750 divided by 250, and that's 3. All right? Good. You can expect on your PMP exam, especially, to get questions that are out of the ordinary. There might be terms, there might be lingo that you haven't seen before. Use process of elimination if you can, and if you can't, don't let it waste your time. Just mark it, take a best guess, move on. That would be my 2 cents for you guys. All right. Well. We have almost exhausted all our options here. I think we have a couple of questions left, and we will be done for our drill for today. And I'm glad you guys joined, because once this drill is over, that's it. Till further notice. The budgeted cost of work scheduled for a project during the first month is $500. The actual cost is $750, and 100% of work for this same time period is accomplished for the first month. What does this mean for the first month? I'll let you guys take a stab at it. 1 minute, 12 seconds. All right, my friends. So what did you come up with? I ain't got no chats yet. Send me some chats. Send me some chats now. Where are those answers? Answers. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Very good. Okay. I'm getting some answers now. Thank you, Suresh. Thank you, Bond 270786. All right, let's read it. So when you take a look at this, as usual, you have the AC, which is 750. We've taken a look at something similar. AC 750. The BCWS, which is planned value, is 500. And it said 100% of the work is done. 100 of 500 means the earned value is 500. And that's really the master key to getting this right. So when you do all the maths, you end up getting something like this. I'll just show you the answer straight away. You end up getting something like this. You end up getting the CPI, 0.66, and the SPI of 1. An SPI of 1 means the schedule is on target. So everything else that appears under it is wrong. And the answer is A. All right, I think everyone got that right. Very good. So you can see the reason why I gave you some questions like this. I wanted you guys to see that on the actual PMP exam, it is not impossible to get questions that are not formula driven per se, but they test your knowledge of earned value. You could get questions like that. All right, so I hope that helped you. Do you have any questions about earned value? Because if not, we are done. For those of you who are just coming, I spoke about our course on pmsucceed.com. So if you are getting ready for the PMP exam and you feel you've hit a brick wall and you need some help, head on down to pmsucceed.com. Okay, we have a course going from June all the way to August, and we're having a lot of auxiliary programs. Like in the next few days, this offer is going to change. It will not be what it is right now. It'll be going away, but we got 90 hours of content for you guys, 90 hours, those who come on the program. In addition to that, we also have our audio, 20-hour audio digest we're giving away as well. We also have our 500, I beg your pardon, 500-page book, 535-page book. And then we've got many auxiliary programs. Like in the next few weeks, you'll hear other announcements about other programs. Guess who gets those for free? The people on this program, which is why I always tell people, when I put out training, jump on it, do it, because you're going to get like 10 times the value. It's so ridiculous, you know. And my students who are now PMP gurus, they'll tell you that I brought the fire. What didn't I throw at them? You know, and in the next few days, you'll hear some lessons learned from those who got certified, those who went to the test center, those who took the exam at home. But I just wanted to bring that to your attention, and let's go for our very last question. The very, very final question. Hopefully, I will not show you the answer again. Here's your final question. I showed you the answer. That's not very helpful. That is not going to fly. I'm going to have to find a more challenging question, or slightly challenging question for you. Yeah, so the PMP exam tomorrow. Well, I have a number of videos about the PMP exam tomorrow, but I do not have that PMP exam tomorrow video playing right now. It'll play sometime later in the week. One of the videos that will end up playing at some point this week will be my champions who just got certified. They'll be sharing lessons learned with you guys. All right, let me give you just a few easier questions from earned value. They're not going to be, I promise, they're not going to be bad. They're going to be very, very easy. Okay, so let's go for one more. Let's go for this one. This is a TCPI question. So let me get out of the way and you'll be able to see. It's a TCPI question. And I'll give you a minute and 12 seconds and we'll be on our merry way after this. Your project metrics are as follows. The BAC is 50, the EV is 10, K, of course, dollars. AC is $30K, EAC is $60K. TCPI. All right. I'll give you a minute, 12 seconds. Alrighty then. Thank you, my friends. I can see your answer. Oh, you still got time. We're definitely going to play. We're actually going to play that, and there's some other episodes of One Day to the Exam that are very different. Bond 270. So don't worry, we'll definitely be playing that again. All right. Well, I can see some folks have chatted in option A. Let's see if that is the correct answer. Is that the correct answer or not? Let's see. Oh, it seems like you're right. So let me zoom in here so that you can see how to perform the math. So TCPI is BAC minus EV divided by BAC minus AC. If you substitute the BAC and the EV and the BAC and the AC in the formula, you're going to end up getting 40 divided by 20, which is 2. And therefore, the answer is A, as my friend chatted in. Timo chatted in A. I believe Suresh said A and Bond said A. All right. Well, my friends, that's it. I really appreciate you joining me today. I wish you all the very best in your prep. Keep on studying. Make sure you take a look at page 267 and just be prepared to face anything on the exam. For those of you getting ready for the exam, if you're looking for help, you're looking for a course to get you to the next level, my suggestion would be for you to go to our website, Praizion.com. Got a lot of content there. Just click on the other additional resources. There's so many resources, so many. Sometimes I actually have to Google to find resources that we publish because there's so many of them. But they're all very good. Some of them you'll be able to access them right away. Others will set you up on a learning system. Others will entail you interacting with us. Like tomorrow, we've got our Wednesday drills, we've got our Wednesday touch points, we've got our Saturday sessions, and we've got a lot more to come. If you're really serious in like learning in this medium using Zoom, we got Zoom calls where we, interact in that way. Similar to this, only that you would be on Zoom. And, at the end, if you wanted to come on and chat and ask questions, it's very interactive with me. I could actually speak to you. So if you want those, you need to go to pmsucceed.com. Okay? Thank you very much, Bond and others, everyone who contributed. I appreciate you, and I wish you all the very best. Bye for now.